Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights released in 2026. And let's make one thing clear right away. This isn't a traditional adaptation, it's a fever dream. Even the quotation marks in the title feel intentional because the film presents itself more like a cinematic drug than a faithful retelling of Emily Bronte's novel. Released on Valentine's Day weekend, this gothic romantic drama is anything but candy-coated romance. It's toxic, chic, and unapologetically stylish, a story about obsession. The film is written and directed by Fennell, with producers including Josie McNamara, Fennell herself, and Margot Robbie. The cast features Margot Robbie as Cathy Earnshaw, Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff, Hong Shou as Nellie Dean, Shazad Latif as Edgar Linton, Alison Oliver as Isabella Linton, and Ewan Mitchell as Joseph. It received a theatrical release along with IMAX screenings, runs 136 minutes, and is rated R for strong sexual content, domestic abuse, and language. The story follows the first half of the original novel, orphan Heathcliff's arrival at Wuthering Heights and his destructive, soul-crushing bond with Cathy. However, Fennell removes the book's multi-generational framing. The focus here is entirely on Cathy and Heathcliff. The childhood portion feels electric and fast-paced, with their wild connection instantly palpable. But once the characters grow into adulthood, the pacing becomes thick and syrupy slow. The screenplay refuses to romanticize its leads. These are not star-crossed lovers. They're selfish, cruel, emotionally immature people. The dialogue is sharp, slightly modern in tone, which surprisingly makes the 19th century setting feel immediate. The ghost Cathy sequences are hauntingly written and among the film's strongest moments. However, ignoring Heathcliff's mysterious origins and removing the second-generation storyline may leave some viewers feeling like the narrative has been gutted. The middle act can feel repetitive, longing, spite, revenge, and then the same cycle again. Fennell brings the same maximalist energy she showcased in Saltburn. The Yorkshire moors don't look muddy and miserable, they look like a runway. Lace, lust, and highly stylized framing dominate the screen. Surreal imagery pops up throughout, including a bedroom painted to match Catherine's skin tone. This isn't a literal adaptation, it's a sensory one. Some critics argue that the direction occasionally feels shallow, prioritizing aesthetic vibes over the novel's deeper spiritual and class-driven rage. As for performances, Margot Robbie delivers a feral portrayal of Cathy, despite early skepticism about her age casting. Her Cathy is narcissistic, vulnerable, and self-destructive, not just a victim of society, but a prisoner of her own flaws. Jacob Elordi's Heathcliff is physically imposing and brooding. He may lack some of the novel's more grotesque edge, but he convincingly embodies toxic obsession. Hong Shou's Nellie Dean serves as the film's grounded emotional core, bringing sanity whenever the drama becomes too heightened. Alison Oliver's Isabella has a quietly powerful arc and steals several scenes. Technically, the film truly shines. Cinematography by Linus Sandgren, shot on 35mm, gives the movie the texture of an oil painting. Golden hour lighting and wide-angle shots of the moors are breathtaking. Production design and costumes by Jacqueline Duran intentionally mix Victorian silhouettes with modern materials like latex and cellophane. The result is dreamlike and hyper-stylized. That said, some of the CGI used to enhance the supernatural elements of the moors can feel distracting, especially when the real locations look so stunning on their own. The music blends classical and contemporary influences. Anthony Willis provides an operatic orchestral score that creates a haunting backdrop. The boldest choice, however, is the inclusion of original songs by Charlie CXC during key transitions. The hyper-emotional pop energy bridges the 1840s and the 2020s. For some viewers, it'll feel daring and innovative. For others, completely out of place. Thematically, the film treats obsession like a parasite. Cathy and Heathcliff don't just love each other, they haunt each other. It dismantles the "I can fix him" mentality and shows how two broken people can cause massive collateral damage. However, the novel's deeper themes of class and race are largely sidelined, which sometimes makes the conflict feel more like privileged angst than systemic tragedy.
The audience experience is gripping but heavy. It's sexy, but in an uncomfortable way. This isn't an adaptation made for English literature purists. It feels more like a gothic glow-up for fans of Euphoria and Saltburn. You'll either feel mesmerized or emotionally drained. Maybe both. Final verdict. Wuthering Heights is visually stunning, frequently frustrating, and undeniably bold. It trades the novel's complex soul for a vibrant, carnal heartbeat. In some ways, it feels like a 50 Shades style reskin of a classic. Not for everyone, but impossible to ignore. My rating? 3.5 out of 5 stars. This film is for viewers who love Emerald Fennell's previous work, appreciate dark academia aesthetics, and are drawn to destructive love stories more than sweet romance. So what do you think? Bold reimagining or unnecessary glamorization? Let me know in the comments.